Hey, Tiger at Lawrenceville, Master Mosteller here with our tactical online lesson number 5 for this cycle. Now, this week starting with inclusive class. Today, or this next few days, working on 3 different things. Number one of them we'll work on is a little bit of a tougher one. It's going to be our round kicks. So, we've worked on the motion, the sideways motion, lifting up the leg and trying to push out. My goal is not necessarily that they get a super hard round kick in, but to be able to lift the leg and to see if they can move the lower half of their leg without their knee moving. Now that means standing still and actually having something, they may need to have something to hold on to, but giving them the opportunity to do multiple kicks on something in a row. Try to get them to do at least sets of 3 so that they're not just doing this and putting their foot down, but instead they're getting 3 at a time. 1, 2, 3, and then down. For those that are more advanced, try to get them to do that without holding on to anything, so it's a balance challenge. Those would be the things to work as far as the kicks goes. As far as the strikes go this week, looking for palm heel strikes. Now, ideally for hand twist and movement, their hand should start this way and twist out. See if you can get that motion and movement coordination forward. So they're going to want to do this. Try to get them to start off, tell them look at their palm, and then show it to you. Push it out to you. Push it out to you. That'll be one that they can do. Now, for some of those as well, if we want to add some advancement to that, I would add a palm heel. I would add, a knife hand palm heel, or even a knife hand palm heel hook punch in order if you wanted to add to that. And then lastly, for their physical skills this week as well, balance practice. There's a lot of ways to do that. One great way is to go out to your yard to the curb and walk on the edge and have them walk that forwards and backwards as well as sideways. So all the different options. You can take something, you can take a garden hose and put it in the driveway and have them follow it and stay on it. So it doesn't have to be anything where they're going to fall from any type of height or anything like that. But to have that practice for that balance, and have them practice it multiple ways. So have them practice it forwards, backwards, sideways. If you have the garden hose, a great way to do that is if you've got a garden hose and it's going around and around, whatever, you kind of put it like a snake. Have them face a specific direction. So sometimes, no matter what, they have to be facing this way. And as they go, if it turns sideways, they've got to go here. If it comes back, they've got to go like this and over and so on. But they've always got to have their body in that direction. And that's a great way to work that balance skills, coordination skills. So that's what our inclusive class will be working for the next few days. Tiger Cubs. So, Tiger Cubs, a few things I've got you guys working on, making sure that we are putting things together. But the Tiger Cub curriculum has become more advanced. And one of those things is they're adding basic combination movement. So, Tiger Cubs, what I want you to work on this week is going to be a specific one, a specific combination. I want you to work on that front leg, side kick, front hand, knife hand, backhand palm heel, and then back leg front kick. So that's one of our main ones we'll be working on. Side kick, knife hand, palm heel, front kick. In that order, make sure, parents, if you're watching the Tiger Cubs, make sure their front leg goes. So just turn them sideways first. Front leg goes, then front hand. So if their left leg is in front, their left hand should do the knife hand. Then their back hand, which would be their right hand, then their back leg. Make sure they don't step when they do the back hand, otherwise it becomes their front leg. What we're trying to get them into is front leg, front hand, back leg in that order. If they're sideways this way, it'd be front leg, front hand, back leg. So just have that area worked for them for the Tiger Cubs. Those 4 specific techniques, work them individually first. So work the side kicks, work the knife hands, work the palm heels, work the front kicks, and then combine those. That'll be what the Tiger Cubs will work on for the next few days at home. For our white belts and yellow belts, you're going to focus on 3 things this week as we put together our 1-step. So you should be doing Hoam form already, that be in full, no problem. And if you're a yellow belt, you should also have the seed form, no problem. Now, in addition, practice outside blocks, reaching behind the head and coming across. Practice palm heel strikes, and practice front kicks. Now, with those, start putting that together. So outside block, other arm does the palm heel, and then the leg, on the palm heel side, that leg does the front kick. That'll be your number 3 1-step. That'll be what you'll be practicing this week, white belts and yellow belts, for the next couple of days. Green and blue belts. We're working now on combination blueprint alternatives. So we're going to talk about the 3 alternatives during the classes this week, but one of the things I want you to start working to make these alternatives work is I want you to get in front of a weight master, a parent holding a cushion, anything like that, or you can just do this in place. But double kick of your choice, let's say just pick front kick, round kick, jab, reverse punch, back jab, and back to double kick. So double kick, punch, reverse punch, punch, double kick. The other one I want you to do is double kick and then begin punching back and forth between the hand techniques. So those different options. The last one I want you to work is double kick, punch, punch, side step, single kick. So those are the 3 things I want you practicing this week, leading off with a double kick, and then making sure that you've got your front hand, your back hand, and then sometimes you go back to your front hand, back to double kick. Sometimes you go back to front hand, front leg to front hand to back hand to front hand to back hand to front hand to back hand. And then sometimes you, after the back hand, step over with your front leg and make room for your back leg. So those will be the 3 things that we'll work on for those combination blueprint alternatives. Make sure that you've got your 1-steps down pat now. If you're a blue belt, because those advanced 1-steps have already been put out, make sure you've got those covered. Green belts, 1, 2, and 3. Working on 3 this week, which is that front kick, outside block, green belts, which is that outside block, palm heel, and then step back front kick. So block, counter, follow on that. Lastly, make sure that you are practicing the seed form. You should have that in full at this point. Brown through black belts. Now, first off, make sure, legacy form, if you are a brown or red belt, you're working on earth form, you should be at the part where you turn and do a low block reverse punch, step reverse punch, step reverse punch. Like that should be where you start as far as starting section 3. And I would go ahead and go to the end. So basically look at yours as 3 sections and it should be done. Black belts, make sure you are diligent on staying on top of your legacy forms as well. Then, make sure black belts, you're working on your number 3 of your 1-step. Brown and red, you should already have 1 and 2. You don't have to worry about number 3, so make sure 1 and 2 are sharp. During the first few days of this week, we're going to focus on that combination blueprint alternatives. And I want you to work on a core structure that's going to add, and then add the 3 alternatives. So we've been working because it works us really well. That front kick, hook kick, round kick, side kick, I really like that because it really pushes the balance and the movement and coordination for the technique. So front, hook, round, slide, side. Practice that along with the double jab, reverse punch. That's going to be your core practice part of the next 3 drills. Then for number 1, I want you to practice come back with a hook punch and then lift up and side kick. Number 2, I want you to practice that same beginning combination. After you get here, come back to the hook, reverse hook, uppercut, reverse uppercut, elbow, elbow. Okay? So, after the double jab reverse punch, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut, elbow, elbow. Number 3, after the reverse punch, step your right foot, or your front foot over and add a triple round kick with the back foot. Those are the 3 core combinations, 3 core combinations I want you to work on this week for the first half of the week as we're working on our combination blueprint alternatives. I will see you soon on the screen.